Yeah, sure. I'll tell a little bit about myself. Um, you know, it's weird how sometimes people I encounter, they ask me like, yeah, who are you? And it's difficult to just give one straight answer, What's your favorite movie? What's your favorite this, that, I like to I like to think things through, and it's sometimes, yeah, it would be better to just have a straight answer a lot of times, but it's not the way I work. And it's kind of bothering, but yeah, I'm over that. It's the way I am, and I deal with it. Being the INFP, I think I thought about this yesterday. Yeah, I wouldn't like to trade my personality with anyone. I know that my perspective, everybody have their perspective, and or actually not everybody. I think everybody, or maybe even the majority, I should rather say, they have a collective conformative, if I can pronounce that right, opinions. Whether we talk about, yeah, I don't want to get into that, but yeah, I'm trying to be the best version I can. I I like to think that I come across as kind of nice, I guess, and loyal. I don't like to try to like paint somebody into a corner just to get something from that person. I don't really I'm not really like that. I value a lot of things actually. I value like relationships, family, I value my interests, I value health very much. And the thing about health, I think I value health because that I am so kind of like sensitive or very I react very sensitive to a lot of things, whether it's sounds, tastes, flavors, or music. I react kind of strong to things. So I value my health to keep a good, healthy lifestyle, working out, eating healthy, and learning healthy things about myself to keep myself balanced. Life is exciting. Life is like, who wouldn't love to be alive now? I mean, obviously there's a lot of bad things going on, but I mean, from my perspective, obviously, how can you not love to be alive? I mean, it's a beautiful thing, and when you see through all the like illusions, and when you start to see the purity of yourself and follow your path and do what you like, meeting people, having good, yeah, having a good healthy lifestyle, things open up by itself. Life open up to you, and you open up to all the possibilities life may hold for you. So it's, yeah, it's exciting. I want to float along. I want to keep myself in check. I like to do things that is exciting for me, and I all the time I like to challenge myself all the time also, in any kind of scenario, you really, yeah, whether it's meeting people or trying new things, uh, trying to be more different in my creative progress, change styles. That's important. I don't like following a specific pattern for too long time. It gets repetitive and I get bored. Yeah. Public spaces. Well, funny thing is that I do enjoy public spaces. I'm I like to I like to study in public spaces because there's something about I can do my own thing but still kind of charge my battery, my energy by being around other people and just getting inspired by people walking by, looking at other people what they're doing, not in any weird way, just like being around other people, but not really talk with anyone. Sure, I talk with people, but yeah, I have no problem really with public spaces. Sure, this is so weird because I can walk down the street and I feel kind of, I don't really, there's something that I don't know how to describe this, but it's kind of an anxious feeling. But it's fine, I do my thing, and I know we are all following our days, our paths. Yeah, it's okay. Well, parties, I had my fair share, I should say. It was good, but nowadays it's just like gone pretty much. I have been to different kind of parties, clubs, bars. Bars I do enjoy. I still enjoy bars, but speaking of parties, and obviously it includes a lot of alcohol, but I'm not really there at the moment. I am drifting away from the partying and drinking. I have yeah, other things take up my time basically. Obviously there are so many things as social and cultural beings, and maybe even more fundamentally, like psychologically speaking, kind of animalistic behaviors that we do hold, and certain traits that is really really destructive, causes a lot of social issues within a small local scale and on the larger global scales. And obviously politics is in everything, and it's about it's different ways to see the world. It's like see the world through different lenses. And yeah, I was involved. I wouldn't say I was involved. I was rather very interested before. Yeah, in politics and kind of in social issues, as I still am. Sure, I follow kind of close what's going on, but I'm sort of drifting away from there too because I mean, from what I learned and from my experience and what I see there's such an terrible aggression going on, whether we're talking about like a small social issue or on class differences, or we're speaking about changing a new party to govern a certain territory. There's always this kind of aggression, and I find it frightening. And obviously media have a lot to do with this, and I think it's scary when there are groups that seem to know what is the right thing, and when there's one group that says, of course, the how can you not participate with us? It makes no sense because there's different lenses and there are different ingredients with each opinion within each opinion that need to be understood to sometimes somehow meet in a balance. But yeah, there are so many causes. I think that religion is a big part why certain groups behave the way they do, and why it affects like small social issues that are very very serious. I mean, we are different groups with different kind of characteristics and values that are linked back in time to religions, because truth is that religion is a way to organize and structure ourselves and hold back our, maybe hold back our really dark sides, or bring the best, to take out the best of us, you know, to gather a peaceful environment. But yeah, it's all stories. Whether we talk about economy or financial issues, or systems, I should say. Whether we talk about financial systems, or we talk about governmental systems, or cultural values, rituals, we have, as a group that distinguish from another group, we hold these kind of stories, we give these stories a meaning and hold to them very, very tight and closely to us, because it's a way to feel collectiveness and meaning to each other. It gives us an identity to relate with each other and towards the ritual, or the governmental ruling. And obviously it's going to cause conflicts with other kind of groups. It's basically just the natural state of, it's status quo, you know, it's the natural state of the human mankind. Something like that, you know. Yeah, I find meaning like everywhere nowadays, at least, because there was times when I didn't see any meaning. Now I see meaning in, yeah, not everywhere, it was a little bit too hard, I know, but I see potential in so many things, like whether it's people, or I look at my shoes over my boots over there, or my guitar next to me. I see there's meaning in that. I see meaning in my boots, you know, they take me somewhere. And I see meaning in my visions or my thoughts, and in people that I meet. There is something you can pick up from everybody that will benefit you. Yeah, meaning is beautiful. Meaning is important for me. It's about who I am. I find meaning like a kind of like a force that drives me. Meaning is kind of like my fuel, and my mind, maybe my map, and then my legs are my engine. No, maybe not. Maybe my heart is my engine. I don't know. Yeah, art is good. I like art in different ways and shapes and forms. I see art like very close to the previous question about meaning. I see art almost everywhere, whether it's the nature is art by itself, such as women are maybe the highest form of art. Guitar, obviously. A way, it's just a question of interpretation, I think. You can find me, um, lately you could find me in libraries, cafes. I like to go to cafe, read, and watch people, sit there and listen to music. You can find me out running. You can find me sometime in shopping mall, maybe just walking around looking for something to buy, maybe. You could find me in a bar, but well, not that much anymore though. You can find me on a train going somewhere. You can find me on a bus, I'm going somewhere. You can find me obviously in the grocery store. And you can find me in my home. You can find me in the woods. You can find me by a lake. You can find me by a river. A lover of music, I do listen to so much different kind of music. Lately I've been really into folk rock, um, blues rock. Well, mainly folk rock, but yeah, blues is there in everything anyway. You don't need to go into that. Other than I can mention that I listen to a lot of old blues also, like, you know, what is his name? Muddy Waters. Sometimes, not too much, but I like to hear Elmore James, Robert Johnson. Just mention a few old blues players, blues musicians. Um, I like jazz. I like to hear um, punk rock. Sure, it was more before. I like um, classic rock. Classic rock. Just mention something and I probably like it. And there's so much to, yeah, 60s, 70s rock. There's so much to discover there still. Just imagine all these kind of underground music bands that were in that era that didn't make it to the big bands because, yeah, the big bands obviously stole all the attention. Yeah, but anyway, I don't really listen that much to new music. Here and there I find something, but yeah. The books that I do read is not too much fiction, to be honest. I mean, as an INFP, probably people would assume that we like to read a lot of fiction. And I do. Don't get me wrong. I like the right kind of fiction. But I like more a book with a certain message behind. I guess you could say a philosophical message or something about like a survival message, or definitely something with personal growth, when like a book that really takes you on a journey. Okay. Watch TV? Not really, not at all. No. I no, I don't. Materialism is sort of a religion by itself. Consumption and materialism. Yeah, it is. I don't ask for much. There are things that I like to have that I really can't have right now for certain reasons, but I think actually everybody can start to considering what they really do need and what they could get rid of and what they could like stop themselves from buying and consuming. It doesn't take much, a little bit of insight and discovering about yourself what actually matters to you. You will realize that there's things that you just could kind of like throw out the window. Not much. Nobody owe me anything but respect, basically. And I don't really owe anybody else anything but respect. I like that idea. I am ready to help. I may come off as kind of like, I don't know, maybe like slow to get started, or maybe even like, yeah, slow to get started or reaching out to somebody. But when somebody needs my help, I will be there, and I will give my all. I doesn't matter who you are. As long as you're a person that is respectful, I guess. I like to stand up to say my truth for what I believe in, but I don't ask for people to always agree with me. But yeah, I like to have a debate where we can learn things from each other. I start to enjoy every moment of life. I think that success is obviously a question, a different question depending on who you ask. But success for me lies in a moment of progress, and I believe there is a real strength in there. See people that just want to reach a goal, but they hurry there. You know, they hurry to reach the goal, and they don't enjoy the progress. Imagine if you can be fully in the moment and in the progress and giving it all. How good wouldn't it be when you finally reach your goal? It's so stimulating to think about that.